Hello everyone, how is it going? Today we are going to discuss about various features from this course on fundamentals of data science, and these features includes the topics related to the BI tools, in other words business intelligence tools. Mostly we are going to focus on how data visualization can be done, and for which we are going to consider one example of Power BI. Power BI is a popular tool, and we are going to see how we can visualize charts, analyze these visualization using Power BI, publish and share the reports as well. And finally, we do have Power BI in various mobile app forms. The main objective for today is data visualization tools, including the business intelligence tools, and basically you are going to see about the Microsoft Power BI. It's one of the popular tool, and equally popular tool is called Tableau. And we have to consider this question: why business intelligence is needed? Let's dive in and check a few points on these things. So why do we need a BI tool, the business intelligence tools? As you can see here, there are a lot of tools available around right now. So which BI tools do you currently use? Many people go for the Microsoft Power BI or Power BI, the business intelligence tool. But as you could see here, I would also recommend this tool called Tableau software, which is also getting its popularity. Well, this was in 2013, but right now probably this is rising up. And other tools like Oracle, SAP, IBM is also quite good, because these are quite strong companies and they are really pushing forward their softwares, along with, like, Microsoft is a quite big company, they are pushing forward their software. I'm not just saying that these companies are pushing forward because they are big companies, but their tools are quite good as well. Like, for example, Microsoft Power BI is quite good tool. Well, as we can see these things, these days for data analysis purpose and data visualization purpose, many of these tools are used, and I strongly recommend every one of you to consider getting hold of any one of the popular tools. These tools are not hard to learn. If you just sit and learn through, you can finish off the basics of using this tool within a day. And if you spend one more week on it, you will be an expert in using these tools. And these tools can do amazing things. Anyway, we are going to see some points on how we can use these tools in this lecture. Well, let's check about why do we need this business intelligence tools. Yeah, business intelligence, generally speaking, comprises of strategies and techniques used by companies like enterprises for data analysis of business information. So there are different BI tools. Actually, they provide, for example, kind of a dashboard. They may have historic or current and predictive data analytical issues, and they have some common functions like reporting, online analytical processing, simply just analytics or data mining processing, and even they perform complex event processing, business performance management, benchmarking, text mining, predictive analytics, prescriptive analytics. There are a lot of different features, as you can see here, and most of them are needed for a data scientist. As a data science students, we should get into knowing the advantages of these tools, not only just knowing it, but to learn one of these tools. So one of these tools is called Microsoft Power BI. Let's try to see how we can analyze, visualize, and publish our data using this tool. And you can download this tool, and there are different versions of this tool available. For example, in fact, students can also get the evaluation versions of this tool if you like. So why do we go for this Microsoft Power BI? There are different tasks this can do, like you can read data, you can interact with the data, you can do some complex analysis with the data in the database, and you can analyze and visualize the data. Finally, you can also share your data with others. Let's talk about this Power BI desktop version. So you can see here, this is the general settings for the Power BI. If you could install it in your system, that would be an added advantage for you. You can also use Power BI mobile version, which is also available. You can install it in your mobile. So as you can see, both desktop tool and the mobile app, they have free cloud-based business tools. And getting the data from various sources, you can model your data, you can analyze the data, visualize your data, interact with the Power BI dashboards, track the data on the mobile app, publish your data, share your data, analyze your data. Yeah, a lot of things you can do. Just it is a visualization tool. It has nothing to do with programming. We talked about that there are different programming languages and software tools and packages that are available for data scientists. Unlike, for example, Python or R programming, even MATLAB, this is quite different. You don't really have to program, you don't have to code anything. So this is the basic Power BI desktop interface. As you can see here in this spot, the left pan, you can get the data. Once you click here, you can get the data. You can also take the recent sources. You can open other reports. So if you want to sign up, like you have to sign up in this part, and you can also find many informations about the news, forums, blogs, and tutorials on how to use the Power BI. There are lots of tutorials available online. If you want to go for Power BI, you can use it. Let's simply see what can be done. So we know that once you click this part, the get data here, it takes us to this slide, this page, or this will be popped up, in which you can consider all the different sources of data that you have. Like you can actually go for online service data, social media data, online database, offline database, as well as if you wish, you can also take the data from your servers that you have in your desktop or other places. So you can choose which data that you want to use, what files you want to upload, and accordingly you can get those data. So various data sources in Power BI includes, as you can see here, Excel, CSV, JSON, XML, Access file, Azure SQL database, and then Facebook data you can integrate, GitHub data, Hadoop files you can do that, as well as Spark or script can also be done. Also Python can also be integrated into this system. So here's a sample data of Excel sheet, how it is viewed from the Microsoft Excel. That's shown here. We can see it has various columns in which segments, countries, product, discounts, sold, all informations are here. So when you load the same file when you load it on your Power BI, you still see a similar column: segments, countries, products, brand, discount, and so on. So right now you are loading this file. Loading and editing the query can be done easily. So once you load it, you can also take on to this actual environment where you can play with your file that you have, the data files. So there are many options you can see here. In the left panel, if you look at, you can see the reports, data, and relationship. And this is an environment where you can actually visualize the data. And here in this part, you can choose what type of visualization is needed for you. You are going for charts or you are going for any other options that you have in hand. And finally, you can also look for the data field. And there are different other options, as you can see through this panel. There are a lot of other options that are available for us to import the data, to integrate the data, to visualize the data, to simply see how each units in your data is being performed. For example, if you want to look at one particular column and if you want to check this column with respect to another column, how they correlate with each other, that can also be performed easily by means of Power BI. Again, there is no programming is needed, just importing the data directly into the system and you are going to visualize. So let's look at different types of visualizations available. There are different charts, as you can see, area charts, donut charts, funnel charts, pie charts, matrix, ArcGIS, maps, slices, tables, waterfall charts, a lot of charts available. Let's quickly look at few charts. Here's a stacked chart. As you can see, it has been stacked row kind of horizontally stacked up chart. You can also have the same stacked up chart in a different way, like vertically column stacked up chart. They have different views, and here is the clustered bar charts. You can cluster it, and in this case different countries display is being provided for us. Again, the sales by country. So still we are looking at the sample data that we saw initially that has been loaded, which has countries, sales, product, discounts, and so on. So for here you can see the countries. There are 5 countries: Canada, France, Germany, Mexico, USA, and then they are years 2013 and 14, and the sales by the country with respect to the years are given. Here is 100% stock stacked bar chart, which represents a similar thing, but you can see there is a percentage shown here. So how much does 2013 comprises and how much does 2014 comprises. Similarly, it is for stacked column chart. Here is a line chart which has a similar features with respect to 2013 and respect to 2014. It's a very simple outline. And here's an area chart, sales by country, as you can see. For Canada, France, and then for Mexico it goes down, for US it goes up again. So it shows that area covered there, and it's a ribbon chart. Different ways of visualizing things, that's it. This is called the waterfall chart. As you can see, Canada goes there. Whenever you have increase, you have this green coming up. When you have decrease, it gets red color. It comes down and then goes up, comes down, 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 and then goes up. So for year and year wise as well as for country wise, this has been explained. Pie chart is shown here. Again, the donut charts, looks like a donut. Tree map also show us a different view of partitions and the area covered by different countries. Okay, this is a map. So this is another advantage of using Power BI. So if you use this Power BI, you can actually, if you have a geographical informations like country based information, you can actually visualize that by means of maps. Based on that, you can see different countries' sales figure has been expounded by means of some visual features. Funnel chart is here. ArcGIS map. Yes, as we know, again, this geographic informations with respect to this particular map is being shown here. So that's another advantage, as I mentioned. Unlike many places, it's very hard to visualize geographic information. Even if you're using, say, for example, Python or R programming, some of the packages are trying to cover these features, but still it is more easier in using Power BI or Tabular to visualize these features. Analyzing and visualizing in Power BI, let's look at some parts. For example, if you want to import data from Facebook, you can directly go and open, for example, get data, the same space that we had, get data, and then you just type face. So the option comes as Facebook. So you can select Facebook, and then you can choose which part, which feed you want to take in. So here we had one of my students' feed has been taken. So he allowed us to use this to share with the students. So let's look at. Once you choose that, you have to sign in for authentication, and after that you can see all the feeds. Once logged in, the data from the personal Facebook profile or Facebook page, everything has been pulled into the Power BI query. You can edit those pulled in information. If no editing is required, you can just directly load. As you can see, you can load here. So you can load it. So if you want to edit and modify, you can still perform various operations from this information that are pulled out from the Facebook. Well, again, if you want to visualize the imported data, you can go ahead and visualize those data as well using various visualization options that we had. We already talked about how different charts can be used, or if you want to integrate with different kind of a dashboard, you can still use such things like for example here visualization of the information that are obtained from the Facebook is been given here, and they are quite useful for us to see what features and what feeds, and for a particular day or for a particular week, if you want to know how many feeds were there, they can be easily visualized. Publishing in Power BI. Okay, so now you got the actual visualization. It looks like a simple dashboard. And now if you want to publish this information, if you look at this section which has the menu called Publish, if you click this, it takes us to the place where you can publish. So while publishing, you have to designate for your publishing data to the Microsoft account. So you have to choose the designation accordingly and publish to the Power BI. You will get a link of this Power BI web interface where you can publish the data. And once you get the link, you can actually share this link with your colleagues or with your friends, where everybody else can also view the data that you have generated or the so-called dashboard that you have generated. So which means that you have to log in to the information with your Microsoft account, and then you will get the link and you can see the published informations. So many of the news channels, they also use these kind of Power BI kind of tools for visualizing various data. For example, they want to visualize the weather data, they want to visualize data related to elections or campaign or any other information. So they just feed in the data because they don't really need to program all these stuff. They have to just know how well to use these tools. Also for many businesses, people are still using this as an analytical measures for predicting, for example, predicting their market, or they're using the prediction for penetrating into the market, so on and so forth. Yeah, it's a very strong tool which is widely used these days. So as data scientists, it is good for us because it's easy to learn and easy to use, easy to visualize. As you visualize, it's also good for you to analyze what is happening. Here again, you can share the link with your colleagues or with any team members you want. So sharing the link option is also possible for us once we get the dashboard. And finally here, viewing the published data on your mobile app. Yes, so the Power BI has an option of mobile app. So if you have generated the visual data, then you can actually visualize that in your mobile app as well. So that's another advantage of using this Power BI. Viewing the published data on your mobile app, just like as you can see, the same data that you saw on the desktop, now you are actually seeing it on the mobile app. In other words, on the go, your colleague is analyzing a data, he manages the system, and he is publishing some information. You can still visualize on your mobile app, on your tab or on your phone, you can still use it and check it out. Well, in line with this, I like to share this another important tool. It's called Tableau. So this Tableau is a very powerful tool. This is also a visualization tool, and it is as good as the other tool called Power BI. So this tool has two options. One is called public, the other one is called desktop. So public version is free, you can download, you can go to the website of Power BI, and there you can actually download the public version, and you can perform the normal things that you do using Power BI as well. So this is, as I told you, it's equally powerful tool, and they have a very good tutorial on their website for the newcomers to learn, and within hours you will be able to use various datas and to perform various analysis. Say for example, this visual history of Formula 1 is shown here, and if you look closely, these are some of the data of different people from different countries, the different drivers of Formula 1, and they have all interactive informations of various features of each and every drivers. For example, here is the Michael Schumacher's information is given here, and other drivers' informations were also shown here, all detailed informations. If you look at here, here's information about the manufacturers, and then comes the engines or engine manufacturers, the regulations and restrictions that they have, constructors and champions they have, constructors, the circuit in which they go, the circuit types, like they have 43 race circuits, and here again the straight circuits, the road circuits, the top circuits are here, and here again list of the Formula 1 drivers are given here, and accordingly their performance are visualized. So this particular chart I have taken it from the Tableau website, and it is an interactive chart actually. Once you touch, once you go over, once you click various parts, you will see certain things are enabled and certain features pops out and shows you highlighted and shows you the real data behind it, and it is very visual and interactive that you will be able to analyze it very easily. It's kind of a dashboard. Yes, you can do the same thing if you wish, and I also come across someone has already created a similar dashboards using this kind of Power BI and Tableau softwares. They just use these softwares to build up a corona dashboard for updating various information about the patients around and across some countries. So likewise, it is a very powerful tool, so I encourage you to learn any one of this tool. Make sure that this is one of the vital for data science students. We talked about some languages. Well, Python, R programming, MATLAB is quite good, and it is also essentials to learn. And apart from that, what we have seen here today, the data visualization tools like Power BI, and Tableau these are two powerful tools, and I highly recommend you to get hold of any one of them. Be strong with it. You know that these tools are very easy for you to learn, and also it's very helpful to analyze various features of the data, and also it's very easy to build the entire dashboard using any one of these tools. So it is, I would say, essential for a data scientist to know any one of these data visualization tools. You can see it has various applications, and you will be wondering, like, once you are into learning these tools and started using it, you will be in a kind of wonderland to explore various features of it. So that's in for our class for today. We talked about data visualization tools, and we know why we need business intelligence tools. Though it is useful primarily for business sectors or companies they use for certain analytics, it's well fine and good. But as data scientists, it is also very useful for us to understand and use these tools. We saw the applications of business intelligence tools, both the Power BI and Tableau. Mostly we talked about Power BI, but all the things that we can do using Power BI can also be done using Tableau. And that's what we have for the next week here. Next session, in fact, the next session is about data analysis system and data analysis tool. So I'm looking forward to see you in the next session. Until then, goodbye.